Hello, I am an English teacher nominee called Seval Sever. Today I'm gonna share my thoughts on second language applications. It includes interacting, noticing, processing, and practicing. But as you can see, my time is limited, so I'm gonna mention only interaction hypothesis and noticing hypothesis. Let's start with the interaction hypothesis. Evelyn Hatch and many others have argued that conversational interaction is an essential, if not sufficient condition for L2 acquisition. And also Long argued that modified interaction is the necessary mechanism for making language comprehensible. And that is what learners need is opportunities to interact with other speakers, working together to reach mutual comprehension through negotiation for meaning. For instance, do you understand is a comprehension check. Also, I can give you another example. Could you repeat please? When we say could you repeat please, and this is a clarification. Therefore, interaction hypothesis places more emphasis on the cognitive factors, for example, noticing and corrective feedback, giving corrective feedback during interaction. In addition, when communication is difficult, interlocutors must negotiate for a meaning. Long argued that modified interaction is what learners need is for making language comprehensible. And when we say that, we mean opportunities to interact with other speakers, working together to reach mutual comprehension through negotiation for a meaning. And if I give an example, I can say, do you understand? And this is a comprehension check, right? And maybe our teachers say that a lot in the class sometimes. Do you understand? Did you get it? Many times. So another example can be, could you repeat please? Or come again please. And this is a clarification request. Noticing doesn't itself result in the acquisition. However, it is the starting point and it is very essential. From this perspective, comprehensible input leads to growth in language knowledge when the learner becomes aware of the particular language feature. And I think it is true, because when you are become aware of the particular feature of that language, you will learn better, and you will understand the differences very easily. And I can give an example from my experiences in this matter. When I was learning French, and French is not my first foreign language. My first foreign language is English. So I noticed some differences. That the order of the elements of interrogative sentences in French is different from the English. And this was a great help to me, because I didn't think English grammar when I used the French. But before that, I always compare with the English, and that was hard, because English is very different from French, although there are some Schmidt uses his own experiences and suggests that L2 learners couldn't begin to acquire a language feature until they had become aware of it in the input. And Susan Gass also described a learning process that begins when learners notice something in the L2 that is different from what they expected or that fills a gap in their knowledge of the language. So, before the noticing, we always predict. Sometimes children also predict. They create some new words because they predict. And I also gave this example in the first monologue, I think, when his father says, "I like to raise a toast." A child can say, "I like to propose a bread," but it is creative, yet it is not expected. It is not a correct version, so we can't use that in daily life. So many L2 learners can make mistakes because they predict the patterns, but most of the time it is wrong, because many things can differ.